So there's two ways this can play out. Either we're gonna see a ton of utility, Wamai, Jaeger, shields, etc., or the complete opposite. We're just gonna TDM it out, fly out the windows, take gunfights, because if you don't, well, the map will not really support you all that much because those two operators are banned out.
Yeah, wow. That's very unusual to see both of those site constructing operators banned on out. In a way, they do fill a similar role. You can play as army and castle in a similar way to block off lines of sight. We've seen some great castle usage on this map. I'm trying to remember which match it was, but I remember in the green room we were talking about the castle barricade that can be placed in the red hallway here on the basement to protect any defenders in red from that hatch above. Nice idea, of course, not in play. So what Unwanted going to do? Are they going to play a little bit more loosey-goosey, as you said, a little bit of TDM meta? I think we are going to see a little bit of that, because when it comes down to late round plant denial, these guys have a million years worth of util. We've got Goyo, Smoke, and Tachanka. We've got Tuber for time wasting. Yeah. We've got the Fenrir as well for delaying a little bit of that time and preventing those entries. I feel like Unwanted can play aggressive early round. Yeah. Even if it ends up a 3v4, they're probably still going to win the round just because of that site util.
I see that. Timer is definitely going to be an important factor here for G2. And if they see this lineup in their own phase, they know they got to go very fast. Unwanted, they're a good roster, right? They got good strat fundamentals. We see a lot of teams where they will play these kind of operators, but then they turtle in the basement with no roaming pressure at all. That means D2 could just fully take the whole map in 20 seconds, and then they have so much time to work with. So the fact they are working on the roam game in open area, TLS archives, they got rotations, really big step up. But look at this Doki. It's about finding gaps, shotting off the rotations. This could be the beginning to the opening kill.
Oh, spots him, and nice shot onto Adam. Very good start here from Doki. Very quick entry, 45 seconds into the round. With that, Gavin is also going to fall back to site. Unwanted don't want to overstay their welcome, especially as Adam died. Thankfully, his util still is going to have a massive impact. But G2 are making such good usage of time, which is really a requirement when you've got this Smoke, Goyo, Tachanka setup.
There's 4 reasons why you should fall back. 1, you lose a player in defense, you can't risk losing more, so therefore you fall back. 2, timer is low enough, so you feel like you got enough time out of the room, you fall back. You get a kill, you can fall back, or you shoot enough drones, you can fall back. Unwanted, of course, they've lost a player. That's one of the few negative reasons as to why they fell back so early in the round. And because of that, G2, they have so much time on the clock. 1 minute 30, every hatch is opened up by both the Maverick and the Hibana. They're just about to take server stairs control, and once they do that, they can start working the bomb site. We gotta see Smoke, Spirits have some value here on the blue staircase. If he doesn't find a kill or stays alive for a good amount of time, they have no other real way back into this besides just plant deny.
There's a lot of investment here from Unwanted into holding the blue stairs. And now the Tuber getting targeted by the Deimos Spirits is still allowed to survive. That's his last gas babe. There's still a minute left to play. G2 making excellent timing. He has 1 Vulcan canister on the stairs he can utilize as well as another drone spots him out. Shotgun there, flashbang, and Uno's gonna come in from behind and stab him in the back. Unwanted did not get the maximum value out of that operator. G2 still have made fantastic time management. It's gonna come down to Dream now on the Tachanka. He's left all alone. Hunting him down is Doki. First kill finally for Unwanted. It's not gonna be nearly enough. Great shots from Loira, the demon, to close the round. Easy as you like for G2.
Uno just flexing that. I could have shot him, but I just knifed him instead. 4 Spirits, flashbanged, Blackbeard pushing that staircase, and G2, full control. The thing about Bank, it's one of the few maps that are left that is really, really open, like this right here. If Unwanted wants to cover every area of the map, either you need a Valkyrie camera, you need more roamers, on the top 4 portion of the map, or just be more prepared for those gaps and say, hey guys, where could they push us from without us finding out? Because Doki just sprints down that staircase, takes Archon's control, get the opening kill, and not just that, but it forces the other roamer from Unwanted to fall back towards the bomb site so again full map control. Bank is often defined by the opening kill, and of course the first minute of the round. If attackers can get a ton of value, it just is so much easier. Whereas defenders can lock you out from getting your goals accomplished for a long enough time, then you're working against the clock. That's when things get difficult. Spears is playing Doc. That's great, right? ACOG MP5? No, he's playing shotgun.
What?
He's playing Doc shotgun. On CEO defense top 4 Bang.
This is like a long-range sight. This is where you deliberately bring your magnified scope so that you can find people at long range.
No castle, no Asami. You can't even make it a close-oriented bomb site, so...
Surely that's... I mean, I can't imagine it's an accident.
I mean,
Unless it is.
the thing is,
He'd have double shotgun. Secondary, I wonder.
good point. I mean,
We can't really know.
good point.
We can't really know unless he gets it out, but yeah.
Why would you? You got a primary shotgun.
I mean, if he has double shotgun, then it must be a mistake.
Interesting. You see Hot and Cold and Echo though, with the MP5 SD, with the Echo scope, of course, on Echo. He can fight those long-ranged angles. That does leave us with only one zoom scope on CEO. So when it comes down to it, G2 will have the gunfight advantage of things. Gavin on the bandit can trick those walls on the lobby side of things. Most attacking teams will try to open it up, but G2, they bring no hard breach here at all. No can openers, no range destruction.
Oh,
These
what
are
is that?
gunfights.
Very aggressive, very early here from G2, and it works out in their favor. Nice shot from Blaz here on the lobby repel. Numbers in favor for G2.
Shotgun!
A shotgun kill for Spirits, traded back by Alamau, who goes down, but the trades come through easy as you like for G2. Unstoppable, barely broken a sweat in these first two attacks.
No hard breach, no real execute, just rappel on in, Spider-Man upside down inside of lobby, get a couple of kills and apply all that pressure towards Unwanted. And when you have a dark shotgun again, you're so limited on where you can take fights on the map. It seems like it's like an easy chill start for G2 here, not really gotta do too much for these rounds. As long as it's gonna work for them, they're gonna keep up this kind of like really cocky play style where they have no respect for their opponent. Because why wouldn't they? Look, this is so free.
No respect, but also well thought out. You've got these players supporting each other very well. These repels working out massively for Blaz, finding two players from those lobby repels. Meanwhile, on the B stream, spoiler alert, it's been quite hectic. The score is now 5-3 in favor of PSG Talon over BDS on map number 3. The Koreans on the verge of giving themselves hope. Now, even a 2-1 win won't guarantee that Talon make it through. It'll depend on the next match, Falcons, whether they can beat Raza.
True.
But it's a crazy look for PSG. You know, one of the only teams to beat BDS in the last year, and they could do it a second time. Only one other team has beaten BDS twice in the last year. W7M champions. Crazy. Also, I heard Ryder got an 8. So a lot going on the B stream, but also worth watching here if you like G2. Well, perhaps you'll be expecting them to continue their flawless run. Unwanted though, the underdogs, they are fighting for second seed in their group, which gives them an advantage moving into the playoffs, and they'll jump over their rivals in M80.
The spawn peak alone from Hot and Cold is not really the most important thing. Sure, he gets a kill, but he also saw the Monty, the Glass, and the Sense in action. So now Unwanted, they know what this strat is here from G2. It's very obvious, right? You go in the kitchen double door, right in front of Adam. You just smoke, sense it off, Glass smoke it off, push him with Monty, go for a plant. It's so simple, but because Unwanted are aware of this, they might be ready for it.
I gotta worry about that teller's window though. Pressure from Archives could be difficult. That's exactly what the Sens comes in for, and Doki's going to run straight through the projectors and look for this kill. He's trying to bait out a swing here. As the gadget subsides, bit of damage done onto Adam. It's once again Doki versus Adam here in Archives Tellers. Doki should have the advantage. This pistol packs a serious punch, 1 or 2 more bullets, and Adam will go down as he looks to track that Fenrir again. Elsewhere, a spray has unfortunately taken Loira down, but not out as of yet. I like this from Adam. He doesn't want to overexpose himself, and he affords Spirits the opportunity to support him. Doki finished off. Alamau now with pistol in hand. Shield on back. Very unusual to see a Monty playing like this. It's just him and Uno now. It looks like it might be Unwanted finding their first.
G2 tries to bait it out by using all the utility, hoping on to go for an aggressive swing and they fall apart, but no, they just sat in corners. They are waiting. Again, that's such a good read on what the execute was going to be from G2. They knew their win conditions, just don't give them any kills. They're not walking the bomb site just yet. Uno, 2 protector walls in pocket, can find some value here, but look at Hot and Cold. He's right by that bomb site wall, just waiting for a swing. I don't think they know about his position at all.
The Sens might be the way to isolate Hot and Cold here. Good nade.
Well.
Oh, well played! Alamau makes his way forward, but Gavin is able to reply. Good sprays through the projectors. Even though that bulletproof camera can't see through the projector, it is on the correct side to feed information there to the Unwanted players and allow that spray from Gav. Now 1v3 for Uno. Adam, the first one he may well find, but this crossfire is awkward. Adam does have a small amount of cover to hide behind. There retreats back. Spirits also supporting from that position. Gav with the crossfire, and Spirits finds Uno's head. Finally, something in it for Unwanted.
Such good discipline as well. Again, this is a team for Unwanted where, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but they are quote-unquote worse individual players compared to a lot of teams at this event, but they are the better team compared to most teams at this event. They got the discipline, the fundamentals, the strat foundation, and they play what we call the old style of Rainbow Six Siege, where it's much more about strategy, coordination, and execute than just outright taking these brawl-heavy gunfights. How they won the entirety of that round is by doing very little. I love the philosophy back when I was a player that doing nothing is doing something in Rainbow Six Siege. And I think that round portrays that beautifully because Hot and Cold was in the same corner the entire round, and the fact that he didn't die until the very end was a massive reason why G2 couldn't just push into the bomb site door and get the bomb planted down. Same thing for Adam. He was getting tracked by 2 or 3 different trackers by Doki on the demos. He was getting grenaded out, he was getting droned out. He just AFK'd in the corner and again didn't give up his life. So doing nothing is doing something in that particular round.
Yeah, huge value there for Unwanted. I like the way they work together as well. Like we said, when the Sense projectors cut the line of sight, isolated Hot and Cold, there was still support by shooting through the projectors.
Yeah.
Thanks to the info fed from the bulletproof camera. Really nice work for Unwanted. And I have a score update for Stream B if you want, Nick.
I just checked on my phone, actually, but it's delayed stream.
Well, I have an up-to-date one from production.
What's that?
So spoiler alert, guys. PSG Talon currently have match and series point over BDS. 6-3 up on their attacking side. The third map.
It was max. It was on map 1. It could have been a 2-0 right there, couldn't it?
It was. Well, it was, what, a 5-1 lead in favor of BDS that PSG brought back to a 7-5. Oh, sorry,
yeah.
7-6? 7-6? Yes, 7-6.
Yeah, 7-6.
And then bottled it, and BDS won.
Meanwhile, Laura just chilling, taking Garrett's control. Very uncharacteristic for most teams to give Garrett for free like this. Laura keeping the camera behind him alive knowingly because he's a nuke, he can't quite get seen by the gadget at all. He might just break this apart. Remember I said in the beginning, he's the gap finder. He creates space. If he gets 1 kill, that's space created.
Are they aware of it? No, seemingly not. Dream goes down. Loira launches his way into the site. He's now hiding in lockers. He's worried about pressure from the hatch above. You can see how suspicious Unwanted are, however. There's a player in fold. Doki sprints on through. Loira's looking the wrong direction. And Hot and Cold will find his kill from inside of gold. Doki finished off. Not coordinated enough for G2. Loira is going to have to make a hero play.
Oh,
that was a bit surprising. What's Gav doing? Not aware of the hatch control above, taken by Blaz. Maybe winnable. As Spirits goes for a retake on the top floor. Blaz wary about a flank. Hot and Cold still hiding inside of gold.
It's almost like the defenders became the attackers and vice versa right now. Laura, he needs to find one more player. Hot and Cold is downstairs. Spirits on the hatch. But both teams quite isolated.
They can plant lockers here for free.
There are 2 angles. There's a hatch drop and the red flank right now. So I think Unwanted got the right spot on this.
There's no info. Hot and Cold's position as he creeps up through Vault. It's Blaz. He doesn't time it well. Is Hot and Cold going to be able to deny this plan? Blaz starts watching at the last moment. He's trying to cover up 2 angles at once. It's not easy. Meanwhile, Spirits has found his. It's all up to Blaz now. He knows where both of these players are. Out comes the pistol. Easy spray from the SMG for Hot and Cold. And Unwanted, well, a solid retake from them. They've tied up the score.
Hot and Cold Spirits' synergy there. The backstab from the red vault area takes the first gunfire. Blast has to contest with the swing. That's when Spirit pushes on up and takes down the planter of Loira. So it's very small, but that mini execute. Better play by Unwanted, I gotta say. And G2 a little bit mistimed. It's always tough when you play the Nuke like that, because if Nuke walks in and just dies, you get nothing for it. But if Nuke walks in and gets a couple of kills, that bomb site is wide open. Unfortunately for G2, the second Laura got his first opening pick onto the Warden, that's the same moment that 2 separate G2 players died on the roam clear up above. And they started sprinting towards the bomb site, but it fell apart in the meantime. Had they waited 5 more seconds, it's a 5 versus 4, they got bomb site control. But let's say Laura doesn't find that pick, then they're doing nothing in the meantime. So they have to work both angles. Spirits is back on the dock, no longer with a shotgun.
Yeah, it must have been a mistake.
It must have been a mistake. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to me because you got secondary pistol shotgun as well, but hey.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the reason you're playing Doc on this side for Spirits is, okay, I'm in a hard holder position with lots of long angles. Because the castle and the Azami are banned, like you said, we can't create short engagements. In fact, you know, last time it was Blaz, I believe, on the line. He had a DMR, I can't remember which operator he was. Okay. But he got 2 kills from those
Oh,
repels.
yeah.
I think the idea from Unwanted is to do like the old school counter Raketi strat, where you just pick someone with a really good gun on defense and you just contest all these repels.
That's the thinking for sure. Now, this bomb site, Taylor's Archives, has a very low pick rate and a very 50-50 kind of win percentage because it can be hard to attack if you don't know how to do it. Kind of like a clubhouse bar situation. But for the most part, again, the issue is most bomb sites revolves around holding the other parts of the map. You know, you go above the bomb site, you defend CEO, you go around the bomb site like open area. But these areas are very difficult to hold when it's not the bomb site because you don't have any reinforcement, you have no utility. And with CG2 for these pre-placed drones, they got tons of yellow ping information. And again, they got better guns with longer zoom scopes in these very long gunfights.
Unfortunately, though, Gavin was allowed to escape. He's now doubled back inside again. Loira is covering off his position. All G2 needs to do is have Loira watching and the rest of the team trying to poke and prod Gav to try and force him back into Loira's line of sight. However, Gav dashes out of there and Uno's gone down. Loira eventually does trade and finish off Gavin.
It's a good job though. Burning time, getting that kill. Hot and Cold hiding in lobby the entire time, by the way. And he's gone unnoticed, misdroned. Why would he check that area, right? So Hot and Cold should be good for at least 1.
He needs to have an impact though. With
There's
the rest
no one
of the
here yet. Just Doki.
Yeah, they're not going to know about it. If Doki tries to move up towards Tellers, he's a dead man walking.
The thing is, right now it's a 4 versus 3. But with a Hot and Cold hiding in lobby like that, it's kind of like a 3 versus...
Oh, he spots him!
He sees him, no!
He should be free. Fresh meat now for Doki. As Hot and Cold is exposed, Spirits could theoretically try and support him from up above. Oh, nice shot though from Hot and Cold.
Nice.
Doki gets bested. Meanwhile, Hot and Cold has also sprayed down and found one in sight. Spirits still in control. Oh, what a shot from the Frenchman! 2v2 now. Loira inside, takes down a Yokai, but sprayed down by Hot and Cold. This guy has the sight on lock. Now it's Blaz inside. I mean, how is he going to make this one work? Do you keep contesting Hot and Cold after what's happened now? The 2 of your teammates gone upstairs looking for a retake as the Echo drone zooms on over. Ooh, that's a bit of a whiff. Finally, it goes down. There's information, though, at least vaguely, on the position of this last G2 player as Dream goes for a flank. And Hot and Cold is above. Dream claims it. How does he do it? Beautiful combo there from Hot and Cold and Dream. Works a charm.
It's ridiculous. He's hiding the entire time. He gets droned out at a very bad moment for the team because G2 were, approaching the bomb site. Gets Doki, sprints back into lobby, gets the player into the bomb site halfway across the map shortly after. I mean, the value that Hot and Cold got in that round was instrumental to the victory. This right here takes down Doki, sprints over here, gets a second kill, just keeps applying the pressure and stopping G2 from accomplishing their plan of getting down that diffuser.
I don't know how Hot and Cold can see anything on this angle.
Right?
3 headshots with the hollow sight. He must be running some crazy stretch rest.
Oh, he's leaning forward so much.
Leaning in. About 3 centimeters from the screen.
That's how he sees it.
Yeah, oh, beautiful work. Great stuff from, one of the most OG players in the game. I mean, Hot and Cold was playing for Flipside, SK back when you were at your peak as well. He's 26 years old, one of the oldest players in the tournament. Yeah, been around for a hot minute as well. I've got it that his career has been going for 8 years and 9 months since 2016.
Wow.
He's played on stage at 9 different events and was also a champion once. I believe that was he on the SSG roster that won SI? No, he was on the major roster, the major winning roster, of course.
Yes, that's the one. There it is. Trying to see you work it out there. I was like,
I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, there's so much information. How do I process all this? Dude's played at 4 SIs, by the way. This is his 5th. 7 majors. 3 Pro League finals. That's how you know he's an OG.
Yeah, the Pro League finals.
Oh, that's cheeky. How many did you play Pro League finals?
I couldn't tell you. Probably less than 7, actually.
I'm gonna guess 5.
Yeah, but I won 4 of them.
Touche.
Yeah. Qualify less often, but win more often. It's one of those curses, blessings. G2 looking to go fast, but the champion trap slows them down. Twitchstone takes it out, but look at this. They're by the bomb side doors, bomb side window, getting the pig. This is right, the go sign. Go, 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 go.
Get some more. Nice spray. Uno to drop now. Timing's good here for G2. And Unwanted not finding any safe haven to play on site. Adam in an awkward spot, but he will find Loira. Oh, the second one. But thick and fast, G2 collapse on the site. A surprising amount of celebration from the Unwanted players considering they lost that round. G2 had a very explosive and successful attack.
Just saw the player came off blast there for a second, and he has like, I don't know, notes that goes like line by line with spacing. It looks like it's very specific prep work, and one of the things that's kind of flown under the radar for G2 is that they got a bigger support staff now. So they had Romalo for a good while now, which has been like the strat, and he's been counter-stratting as well. He's very known for that. But now they got a cameraman doing his assistant coach. And during an interview in the LCQs before they qualified, maybe it was when they qualified for SI, I think Doki or Unu spoke about how they split up the workload. So let's say for this best of 3, cameraman takes the first map of Bank with the prep work, Romalo takes the second map of Border, then Uno will actually also come in with his own ideas as well as the IGL of his team right now. And just seeing the notes from Blast, it looked like it said like, for example, CEO, watch out for this, or CEO, keep this in mind. It could be very specific, targeted notes, which isn't super common in Siege because it's an adapting and evolving game and it's hard to predict what the enemy is going to be doing. But when you got really great masterminds like cameraman on the job, it might just work. Also, I'm hearing the B stream yelling like crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, surely it's near the end now on the B stream.
I'm watching.
I'm sure, well, yeah, but you're not up to date, are you? You're watching the delayed stream.
I know, so they must go overtime then.
But it must keep going. We'll get an update from production eventually, I'm sure. I think we'll be able to hear Des and Ace from... we can hear them in the other room.
Yeah, we can.
We can hear them loud. While we've got our headset on and this game blaring in our ears, we can still hear them casting in the other room.
Oh, I heard that!
Really? Okay, spoiler alert, what did you hear?
Spoiler alert, I just heard a caster call that PSG takes it 2-1 against BDS.
Holy. What the hell, dude?
That's an upset and a half.
That's unreal. The only 2 teams that have beaten BDS twice in a year. W7M major champions and some little old APAC team called PSG Talent. Unreal. Holy crap.
Okay.
What is it that Des Ace do? They've got some secret deal with the admins where they always get the most banger games.
Yeah, it's like, it's day 5, you know, BDS looking really hard, PSG have been playing like terribly all tournament, and all of a sudden it's like max overtime, classic Ace and Des, of course.
Yeah, a massive pressure on Falcons now for the upcoming game against Raza. It's either Falcons or PSG that will go home in that group. Turned out to be a much more deadly group than we expected, a lot closer.
It's been a couple surprises so far. I think Unwanted, going into this event, I didn't think much of it, but after their first play day, which was on the second day, that the first day off, I believe, from memory, I was like, these guys, they're legit.
Liquid, dude.
Exactly, like, they're a legit team.
Their first match of the tournament, they beat Liquid, they beat Joel just like everyone else.
Yeah.
But they're not losing to M80, which was a bit of a shame.
Domestic matches are hard though because maybe they know their playstyle so well because they scrim them so much.
Yeah.
I feel like Unwanted, because of their different style of Siege, similar to, for example, Shopify Rebellion, playing teams that don't know you from scrims will benefit you massively.
And look, there's still an opportunity here for Unwanted. Like, they're in 3rd place, so they do seed into the upper bracket at least. Team Liquid are the ones who will be playing in the lower bracket from Group A. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Careful.
Wow, Spirits is
This is
really
so
putting the
awkward.
pressure. This impact is surely going to finish him off. Oh, look at that, the support from the player on the other side. Uno knows
Oh
the dead
my
man. He's
God.
trying to survive a little bit longer. And hopefully take 1 or 2 players with him. Now it's a 1v1 between Uno and Hot and Cold with Diffuser in pocket for Hotton. Uno will go down, worried about some refrag potential here. Hot and Cold wants to try and finish off Uno, and he does. Contesting with the pistol, this is a dangerous game. Loira trades him back again.
Diffuser?
Time is ticking away. This late push into Garage, unsuccessful. And now G2 try and hold on for every damn thing they've got. Loira, another one bites the dust. Adam to trade, but there's no way that they can get the Diffuser. Alamau can sit pretty on site and wait out the timer. First round of defense for G2 looking pretty.
way too close to comfort. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, if Unwanted had Diffuser and any other player in that round, they just take it because they can plant. They got bomb site control. It's a 1v2 with a player injured, of course, and Gavin wouldn't have to sprint through Garage like that because there was no time. I want to say that Blackbeard was alone. He was, until he wasn't. Bit of a missed timing perhaps on Unwanted. Blackbeard had support, but a little bit too late in the round. Therefore, he died before help could reach him. Right here, very awkward sequence of action here, though. Uh-oh, pistol whip, grenade comes out, get the headshot, and Uno misguesses on the positions there.
I do feel like impact grenades have kind of fallen out of fashion a little bit, but in this meta with so many shields available, they are one of the best ways, especially with the nerfs to the shields with guard break. Like, if you land an impact, not only are you doing damage with it, but you're also knocking that shield back, likely giving you enough time to finish off the player. And we're seeing, with the mechanics of players at Six Invitational, we're seeing a lot of foot shots onto shields, and a lot of hand shots onto shields that are making it really hard to play those seemingly protective operators. Like, if you're not playing a Monty, you got to be really worried because you can get minced in half a second to the feet.
Right, that's why Monty will always be the king of shields. It's just a bit more boring and difficult to play in some ways. It's very slow-paced, but we love a good Monty round.
All right.
Haven't seen it yet so
back
far,
to
though.
bed, Grandpa.
Hey, I'm just saying, you play Monty this round, you walk up lobby staircase, undamaged, you're just chilling.
Dude.
There's no lesion, like, oh, yeah.
This is an Osa strat, all right?
Okay.
Osa's got her place as well.
Okay, where would you put the Osa here?
All right, one of my favorite ways to attack this bomb site is to go for a top square take.
Okay, so right here,
execute Osa just at the wall where Hot and Cold just left his drone. Chuck it down, go for a plant behind it. It's a lot of bait and switch with C4s and plant denial, so there is a lot of work. It can be finicky. But I love, when it works well, it's so frustrating to play against.
Well, it's not a bad shout. The only issue right now, the obstacle in front of them is the mirror window and Janitors overseeing the bomb site. There's no Ash to deal with it, there's no Kali. So either a Selma charge or a Bana X Cairo or Janitor control will be necessary right now. Otherwise, you just see the plant right in front of them and sure that will not work. 2 C4s in pocket of Blast and Uno. Smokes, 1 left in pocket of Alamau right now. So G2 are burning down the utility so far. They've gotten no damage done onto any of the players of Unwanted.
Good progress though made.
That's the plant spot right there.
This is a cheeky spot. They want to get this breach open. Doki will likely have to move. This repel though from Dream hasn't had a lot of impact. Doki now with the wall breaching. He's still playing this deadly game. He may be spotted by the Blackbeard. He does. Takes a bit of damage, but he does retreat successfully. With 2 players on the windows, I have no idea how he's survived, but he is able to shoot off.
Here's the Osa.
Yeah, the Osa comes in. He's able to protect the janitor wall from those Selmas. He's in such an awkward spot. He gets away with his life somehow.
So this is the plan that you said that you wanted to go for.
Exactly.
They're doing it.
It's finicky though, because there's so many opportunities to deny, and Doki's found a shot on the Dream. He's managed to get away with his life as well, knowing that Hot and Cold is now in the building. There's no one on rappel to cut him off. 45 seconds.
This will be risky. Gavin gets the kill, though. It's a good start.
Osa's dead now. Oh, here we go. Spirits right in front of it. Alamau finds one, traded back by Spirits. And now desperately, Gav looks to try and take down Uno, who was in position for plant denial below. He gets the down, he gets the finish, 25 seconds. Gav's such low HP. Blaz and Doki, their positions both revealed. It's up to Spirits now to bring out this Scar and look for something. Look for some shots with the rifle. A nade tossed out loose. And Blaz has fallen back in his position. Doki, he's just gonna bait for Blaz. And now Gav is left with so much to do. Blaz continuing to run around, doubles back for a shot. Gavin finds him. Doki just needs to hide. And G2 find their 5th.
Doki says well played.
2 rounds on time, bro.
This guy was everywhere. Doki was the guy on the breach that saw the Blackbeard, ran away, juked the guys on the window, ran further back, reloaded, jumped out the window, got the kill, ran back into the bomb site, got another kill, went downstairs. He was absolutely everywhere. But that is right, 2 rounds now, 1 on time for G2.
They know how to play in that chaos in the late rounds. Now it's a tactical timeout for Unwanted with their brand new coach, Mint, formerly a Dark Zero. Time to weigh in.
He's so chill.
Yeah. I do love the energy. I mean, Mint, a very like mature player. He's formerly a player himself, right? Like coaching this team and coaching Dark Zero for quite some time. Like you expect him to be cool, calm, and collected in a moment like this, which is exactly what they needed. This was a play and a half from Alamau, by the way. Eventually finished off. I unfortunately couldn't actually hear a lot of what Mint was saying.
No.
But it was very much like strategic. It was very much, yeah, we know that they're going to bring this operator or they've adapted to us. I heard something at the start. He said, they've figured out our game plan, so we can't do this anymore. Good adaptations. Very much quite a tactical and strategic coach. Sometimes it's more just a mental reset in those tactical timeouts, but that sounded very much gameplay specific.
Also, it was just him talking. There was not a whole lot of dialogue, right? From like back and forth. It was, hey, I got my 60 seconds, listen up, boys, and then lock it in. So, G2 right now, however, they're playing again very aggressive, very extensive around the map, and without the cast and the Asami, instead of closing off angles, they're actually opening up more things with the mirror windows, with the bunch of shotguns that they have, trying to hold on to as much of the map as possible. The Knight wanted the entries to the building. And if you go back to what Laxton was talking about when the analysts were here, Unwanted, they've always been a very plan-oriented team, especially with Dream coming into the picture. G2 are trying to make sure that Unwanted cannot reach the bomb site in a 5v5 execute scenario and make it a brawl battle on the roam clear, so that when they get to the bomb site, if they can do it, they either have low time, a low amount of players alive, and they can't go for their usual takes. So G2 will definitely fight for as much map as possible right now with these extended roams.
Ooh. That was a bit gnarly. I thought that was an angle there for a sec.
Blackbeard, baby.
Not to be.
Such a good rappel operator. That shield stays covering their face. You can't quite take any damage from bullets, just like C4's impact grenades.
Like the pre-rip C4 from Laz, as I say that, it does miss, unfortunately. Those C4s can be so deadly on windowsills. Takes some very quick timing. Ooh, hello. Nice little crossfire there from Unwanted. Blaz not able to escape. His plan was to try and get a C4 kill, try and delay some time and then fall back. Alamau's going to have to fall back too. He's being pressured from multiple angles. Good pre-fire from Spirits. But Alamau slinks away back to sight a C4 from Uno. And another one attempted. Damn, there's a lot of C4s in this lineup. Loira still has one in pocket as the vertical game begins.
Good value there from the Ash. 2 Ash breaches, 2 mirror windows shattered rather. But that quad wall on bottom heaven is quadruple reinforced, a Kite 2 Barrow. So Unwanted, they're going to be funneled into the entryways that G2 decide. The hatch right here most likely, the double door right below them will be the only ways in for them. Bit of soft destruction, try and get that hatch afterwards. Nice shot. Gavin finds Loira downstairs.
Yeah, beautiful. The vert game is working out really well for Unwanted. Despite all the C4s from G2, they only claimed one player, and it wasn't one of the vert players. There's still breaching rounds in pocket for both Dream and Gav. There is more vert to be done, but I don't think so. They're not seemingly focusing too much up on the Telus position. Instead, they're going to go straight to site. Alamau does find Hot and Cold on the drop. Here comes the flank from Uno. Traded back. And perhaps a way in now for Unwanted, but sneaking through. Alamau finds one on the smoke. It's another shutout for G2 as they claim map point here on Bank.
I respect the off-pace play there. Unwanted could have waited longer. Blackbeard could have dropped with Diffuser maybe and get down there safely. Dogi said, stop playing shield, you are terrible.
Dude, that's a wild thing to say, 6-3 up in all chat.
We've seen a lot of that this event, I feel like, so far.
Yeah,
say, you are bad, you are dumb, stop this, you're a baiter. Like,
people are getting really brave.
Did they even have Kane last round?
Yes, they did. They did have Kate last round. See, it's a good question to ask.
Confusion on the Unwanted roster.
It's a great question to ask. It's bad that they don't know.
Yeah.
So to speak. But I mean, where Dream was on the map was on the vert up above, and the kite claw was pre-placed for the quad wall. So it makes sense he didn't know. He didn't see that portion of the map. But definitely gotta make sure that that comes through clearly in the communication channels. D2 though, very comfortable in the driver's seat right now. 6-3 up, can start taking, or continue should I say, taking risk and playing overly aggressive. It was a great start in that round for Unwanted, but then towards the execute, I think they pulled the trigger a little bit too early. If Spirits dropped with the Blackbeard shield, he can safely land down the hatch. And remember, no C4s left D2. They popped all C4s very premature, trying to get those kills. They only found one. So there was a plant potential, but we didn't get to see it because Unwanted wanted kills over plant objective.
Well, the Kaid has made a return. We still have that Thatcher now on Gavin. And the Sens makes an appearance. We saw a little bit of it from G2, now Unwanted bringing it out. Shopify Rebellion, the team that we really look to for that Sens masterclass on the operator. Despite Doki's threat, Spirits is still going to run the shield. It looks to be a map clear. Eventually, when it comes to executing site, there's going to be a lot of work to be done between the Kaid, the Tubarao, and then, of course, actually executing onto a Smoke, a Goyo, and an Aruni. Like, that's a lot of burn.
Also, mind you, how Spirit is droning right now, clearing all those small rooms top floor.
Ooh.
That means there was no pre-placed drone for Unwanted. They gotta manually check every single area of top floor first, then go downstairs. They've done a good job though. Only spent 60 seconds. They got full roam clear. There are currently nobody from G2 that's not on the bomb site or in the garage portion of the map. Blast took a fair bit of damage to Goyo. Not the end of the world. But we gotta see Unwanted progress this execute. We see 2 silhouettes now inside of server. So G2, they are holding on to the extension so far. It's Lyra Demon with Smoke on that staircase, similar to Spirits many rounds ago.
I like the Maverick pick. It just nullifies the usage of the Kaid Tubarao. The Kaid should have been dispatched with thanks to that EMP. When eventually the Zoto canister subsides, we should see that hatch open up. Of course, also the Aruni gates are a nice way to counter some util. We saw that in... Oh, okay.
They never got the A hatch.
I thought the EMP got rid of the electric claw.
Yeah, but then they froze the hatch twice, and the EMP stopped working. Kai Claw started working, and it sapped the can opener. And Lara fell back from server as well, with 3 toxic babes in pocket. So this hatch not being opened has actually cost Unwanted so much time.
Well, thankfully, this Maverick will get the job done eventually, but as you said, time is of the essence. We still have that Goyo up. We still have 3 gas babes on Smoke. A beautiful decision from Lyra to fall back. Oh, so much damage done, so much time wasted. And here comes the Sens devices. Is this an execute from Unwanted?
I think they kind of whiffed it. There it goes. Second one gets the job done. So they can smoke off the red hallway, but I guess the issue is the toxic babes are going to be starting to fly out. C4 from Alamar as well. They don't need vision. They got utility. Unwanted, not inside the bomb site just yet. They're waiting down this toxic gas.
And so the execute must come through now. 25 seconds left to play. And Lyra has once again smoked up the position. The fire from the Goyo continues to be a real nuisance.
That's the C4.
Another C4 is going to completely dismantle the protectors. Lyra dancing with death finds a kill in the middle of the site. Taken back eventually, but it's all up to Hot and Cold. He can't stick the plan. He can't find a damn thing. And G2 cruise through Bank. Nothing in it for Unwanted. Massive game from G2, easy as you like. They continue their reign of terror here in Group A. And they're just 1 map away from a perfect group stage at SI.
Unwanted falling a bit short there. Final round, can't get A hatch open up, get Kai Claw tricked, and then nobody's on the hatch during the bomb site execute. Lyra spins to side, gets a kill, gets away with it, and stall things out further. That is not good enough if you're Unwanted. We know they can do better, but they gotta show up here in the second map.
I just don't get it, man. G2, how do they always come back? How are they in this form after failing to qualify for Montreal? It's the G2 buff, SI buff. They're back into it, and it's 1 map until they're done for groups. We'll be back in a moment.
Keep an eye out for contact.
Available now.
With the inability for this group to change, the main question we had coming into it is how serious was it going to be taken? Jack, we have well and truly had that answered.
I think you know that G2, they want to be the #1 place team in this group, and they showed it today. I thought they were genuinely excellent out there on their attacks. Obviously, Bank can be a bit of a 50-50 map. I think both teams feel comfortable attacking and defending onto this map, but I do just want to very quickly talk about the bans. Castle ban from G2, Azami ban from Unwanted, meant that there was no security in any of the bomb sites for the defenders, and it made it, in my mind, quite an attacker-favored path for G2, and they were able to get out there and convert it, and I think that's why they wanted that. They wanted the easy attacks, get out there, assert the dominance, and then they knew that as soon as the side swap would happen, they would be able to get aggressive and outfight Unwanted.
I mean, just in terms of even that castle ban, like that hinders so much of that top floor hold when the sites are a mid-floor site or that bottom floor site. But something that really stuck out to me with watching this G2 match is their ability to exploit bomb sites, being able to understand where a gap can be found and then playing off that. We talked about that one round where Loyra went through Garage on that Nook and created so much space, created so much chaos in the comms. Granted, Unwanted did bring that round back, but had they got way too overzealous, comms being way too sophisticated and hectic, that round easily could have been a G2 round.
Now, having a look back at a graphic we showed in the pre-show to try and give some context for this matchup, Jack, it's really interesting that what we highlighted coming into it has indeed followed through to be the fault.
Yeah, exactly. You look at G2, 21 wins out there on the attack and the defense, really high percentage numbers, greater than 50% on both of the attack and defense. For Unwanted, they were fine on the defense, but their attack was their problem, and ultimately what did we see inside the Bank? Their defenses were okay, but on the attack, they just couldn't get it done whatsoever.
Yeah, and that was going to be the biggest issue for me is you can get it done on defense, but there's two sides of a coin. It's also going to be your attacks, and that's where Unwanted is just falling. And realistically, when you look at G2, their attacks and their ability to adapt is fire.
You like it?
Absolutely fire. This is round 6. Prior to this round, before they came up against the Unwanted roster here, where they would be met with force. They would be met with just an ungodly amount of bullets trying to get into that site. But then they transitioned back into coming again to that site. They found a way around it. They didn't have to force into it. They completely exposed where the opening was in that site, came up through the bottom stairs, came into open, and just took complete control of that site and closed it out excellently.
Jack, is this I guess, the kind of reverberation of Uno now taking over and helping lead this team?
I think so. What the IGL change does is it allows Uno to provide a level of consistency in terms of the base plan that G2 will play with. And then when that man on your screen, when Alamau finds that gap, when he sees what he sees, I know Doki's the same, they can just shot call over the top of it. But the key thing there is when Alamau was IGLing, he was trying to force that gap every single time when they were attacking, created inconsistencies. Whereas they now have this consistent basis with Uno and a default plan, and then that opportunity seeking, it makes them super adaptable as a team.
All right. Well, you know what? We don't need to flounder. We don't need to talk anymore. It's an absolute slaughter from G2. Who knows what to expect? We're going to give Jack a quick break so he can go grab a cup of tea. We'll be back after this.
There are many great players who are not champions, who have never lifted the hammer, who might never lift the hammer. And it's not because they aren't good enough, they just might not put in what it requires to really get there. Because they are the goods and not the greats.
There is not 1 hour of the day where your mind can be off siege. You have to sacrifice everything to win.
If you were to win any event and call it quits, it would probably be the Six Invitational.
Chegar no topo uma vez, então assim foi um momento de muita emoção.
The Invitational is, the kind of the final checkpoint, the final test. It meant the world to me.
History will be made here because for the first time on home soil, a Brazilian team will win a world championship.
The only thing that matters is the 4 guys next to you, your coach, and the screen in front of you.
No one ever really just goes and wins. You have to go through the pain, the hardships.
Phase are exploding!
You have to go all in, that's it.
Quem perdeu foi nós tudo ali, e a gente que vai virar isso aqui agora.
Você tem que confiar muito no seu time.
Não vamos desistir, não vamos desistir.
Damian Sakiemi and brought it all the way back!
Fácil demais, porra!
When you truly want to become the best, you truly have to believe that you are, because you have to play it 100%.
G2 could get this done nice and quick as we move on to Border, a map that will surely be explosive. And after what we've just seen, the ability to adapt from G2, it's flawless.
I mean, clearly from G2, they can do it. It's a matter of Unwanted can do it. And I don't want to see another defensive half where it goes 3-3 for Unwanted. I want to be able to see something out of it. The nice thing about Border, it is very aggressive. It does kind of play into the playstyle that they do like. They like being able to get into the building, like being able to take those gunfights early on and be able to play off one another. Border does house that kind of playstyle. But the difference is, if you're being met by a G2 that is going to stop that, it's then going to be on them to be able to do exactly what G2 was doing and finding a way around, finding the opening, creating chaos. And if they can't do that, this is just going to be another result of just G2 running away with an entire series.
Border is quite a low preference map for G2. I presume that's why Unwanted picked into it. And I think, again, I think there will be gaps to exploit if you're Unwanted. It's not all over. You've clearly seen something in G2's Border. They played it a little bit through the LCQ process, and they didn't look impenetrable on it, but it does come down to you having the confidence in those gunfights early doors and, you know, coming reeling off the back of a loss, and a pretty easy loss at that point. It's about Unwanted to react.
Look, it's an important game for G2. They could go flawless throughout group stages all the way back from 2 years ago now. It's absolutely insane. But we're going to go to our casters with a question for them. What do you prefer? Do you prefer Penmata or Devgu?
Both suck.
They're both the kind of mid.
What would we be? I feel like it doesn't really work.
Penmata.
Penmata? I kind of hate that. We're going to have to
workshop it.
Yeah. If anyone has any ideas back home, please tweet at us at Rainbow Six. But of course, we have G2 versus Unwanted. It's map number 2. G2, let's be real, there's a serious chance that they could just wipe the floor with Unwanted from here on out. The only team yet to drop a map at Six Invitational. They're currently on a win streak of 16 maps in a row. G2,
16?
Holistically, not just at SI, but they went through the SI qualifiers. They played in the Malta Cyber Series. And that makes 16 maps undefeated for this G2 roster. Let's make it 17. Why not?
Why not?
Why not make it 17?
I can really see, like, yes, low preference map for G2, but the way Border plays out, and then we saw how they were playing on Bank. I feel like it's a classic, really natural one-to-one fit. Operators, of course, can be banned out to again make the attack inside even stronger. We saw the Cass, we saw the Asami being removed from play before. It's Spirits getting target banned by G2, that Blitz being removed from play once more. Border's a great multi-map though, so if you don't want to play Blitz, could do that.
You guys think you're playing as G2 in 2023.
That's cute.
Yeah, well, if you were playing as G2 in 2023, I mean, that was when they were world champions. You probably would lose.
Doka old meta. It's funny because Dokubi's like one of the most played and banned operators.
Yeah, definitely not old. I mean, yes, Dokumi is old meta. Dokumi is also current meta.
Yeah.
Dokumi will probably also be future meta. Dokumi is just pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. Oh, Unwanted banning the Asami when they're starting defense on board. That's risky in my mind. I get why you do it, but you gotta survive the first half first to have any sort of, you know, real chance in the second half.
That's the challenge here, right? Unwanted's map pick, G2 have chosen the starting side of attack, which is favored. Now you got no Mira, no Izami. Those are the two operators that create these hard bunker positions that you can play off of from an advantage on the defensive side. Without that, I mean, Castle, you can change the map, but it doesn't create like unfavored gunfights in your favor. It's a hard look. By the way, can I just say that tat, sick. I love Adam's tat. He's got it's like a tree, kind of like the tree of Gondor, you know, from like. I don't think it's that tree.
It's a different tree.
It's a different tree, but it's a sick looking tree. I respect that. I kind of want Unwanted to win just because of that tattoo.
Just because of that tattoo?
Yeah. Adam is now my favorite player. He is my GOAT.
Oh, you're so whipped, man. Down bad for the tattoos, but I dig it. I like it. Castle is being brought in the first round, no real surprise. It's a great operator on Border as well as a Bang. Probably two strongest maps, I would argue, for Castle, without thinking too hard about it.
Yeah.
But G2, I mean, all they gotta do is the same as before. Break things apart, find gaps, create openings. This first round doesn't really scream anything crazy to me. It's very standard G2 stuff. There's no, like, you know, there's the sense, the glass, the shield operator, nothing like that at all. It's a very dynamic, flexible, where you can go for armory, you can go for archives, you can go a little bit downstairs, the Grim Beast, the Ash Charges, for example. See what they can do. Of course, Loira, Alamau, Doki, the trio. I was going to say trio entry couple, if you will. They always go that same play. Yellow pings out, go for a floor bang or wall bang rather. But the Fenrir of Adam is way back into office.
Here's that castle, making it a little bit safer to play at top of East stairs for Doki. Adam's getting quite aggressively. Doki's found his pick. I believe that was deep into office on a hot and cold, and it does leave Adam in an awkward spot. He's going to go for a jump out and a wall bang onto Doki. Good trade, however, from that rappel. G2 looking very solid. Going to be an easy finish off there for Uno as he breaches this wall into Archives. It's a flying start for G2. However, a few blows taken, a few punches Unwanted managed to land. I still feel like G2, with such time on the board, are in an advantage here.
I would say so. The only issue is, can they get into the bomb site for a plant position? No smoke grenades, no shield for coverage. Uno's gonna try and go for it. It's actually gotten pretty damn close. It's inside of office right now by that destructible wall. By the side, he's just planting. Unwanted giving it up for free. What?
Minute 20 left on the clock, and the diffuser is down now from Uno. Nobody from Unwanted seemingly aware of it. A big flank opportunity from Dream, but it will likely be heard, and Alamau is completely aware of it. He's watching the angle. He takes a bit of damage, but he gets the better of Dream. All up to Spirits now. That's C4. Far too late to deny that plant, and it doesn't find a damn thing. And now it's a 1 versus 3. Alamau's got him dead to rights, spraying through the fountain wall, and nothing in it for Unwanted. Great start for G2 on Border.
I mean, Border is one of those maps where once the bomb gets planted on attack, it's pretty much game over.
That's Toki, you know what it is? I already talked to Carl about it. Like, when I'm focusing on focusing on IGLing.
You can't play well.
If I hold an angle, I don't sleep on the guy pushing.
Yeah.
So I play so safe outside.
This is something that goes back to when I played with Uno all the way back in 2019. He would literally hold an angle and then he would get swung and he will not react to it and shoot back because his brain is going from finish to anklets and focusing so much on talking. It was a big struggle for G2 earlier when Uno was not yelling because he would have a very poor individual performance. That would then make him feel bad, which makes sense. And then he would actually call and lead the team worse on top of that. But right now, Uno has a good support work around him, really good mechanically players. He can say, hey, Doki, go over there, get that kill. I'm gonna go down and plant here, please cover me. And Unwanted, they need to stop G2 from getting down that diffuser because once they're in the post plant, that 3v3, their round should be over. It's when Uno is going for the plant, they're 3 versus 2 for just 7 seconds. That's when they gotta strike and use that small opening and take advantage of it.
I gotta say though, I mean, yeah, Uno can fall asleep while he's IGLing, holding angles. I don't think it really matters. He's doing his role, and he's also not playing terribly while doing it. The big thing about Uno taking that IGLing responsibility is that previously when Alamau was IGLing for this roster, his performance was so inconsistent, not only as an individual, but as an IGL. And we saw that in moments like the Atlanta Major, G2 really struggled. There's been a few moments, even in Manchester, where G2 just could not hack it. Alamau struggling. An early push here and a nice pick onto Gavin.
So easy.
But just to finish saying about Uno, like he's IGLing, he's allowing Alamau the freedom to play well, and Uno himself is also playing solidly. He's got a dead even 100 EPS, 40 kills, 40 deaths so far at Six Invitational. He's planted the diffuser 9 times. He even has a clutch to his name. So he's been a really solid player while also alleviating all the pressure from Alamau and allowing G2's main star fraggers to shine.
Uno's also a very selfless player, I know that much. It's all about team success and team victory. Not everyone is like that. And Unwanted right now, they gotta make a hero play of their own most likely because things are kind of falling apart very early here on Border. Sure, attack our favorite map, but I mean, you gotta get something going right now. Yellow ping going out. That's a Blackbeard though. He's gonna fall back and keep sacrificing this map space for free.
And the bark from Alamau as well. In tandem, these two players put a lot of pressure on Dream, and Uno's covered off the position of hot and cold, trying to come for support, but there's nothing in for it. Easy kill for Doki on the Blackbeard. Spirit's the last one left, and it's flawless from G2. Every single player on the roster joining the fray. Nothing in it for Unwanted. Decimated on that roam, decimated on site.
This is G2 trying to make a statement and going to phase 2 of this event. Looking as good and as hot as possible and building up that confidence after a very lackluster full previous year.
Early tactical from Mint.
Break door, fucking run out,
Jumping castle, going cap can, and we'll play aggressive.
I'm dropping castle, going cap can.
We need to keep jiggling, keep helping each other, keep flooding them, okay? Do not give them any space, right? Just keep fighting. I don't care. We use this as a stress test. We practice.
I like that.
Comms and fighting. That's all I want from you guys.
You want no man on the big bomb?
No.
It's actually cold for Mint. We're doing this as a stress test. I don't care.
Yeah,
and it's very much about fighting back.
It's funny because when Canadian on Shopify Rebellion was saying, I don't care, like, just chill, this is just a scrim, it's 0-0. He was saying that, but you could see the team really didn't believe it. I genuinely think Mint does not care if Unwanted lose this game, and you need to have a level of that kind of peace and release that gives you. And if Unwanted just say, okay, right now, we're just practicing playing hyper-aggressive, because G2, if you give them space, they're going to take the map really well. So let's stop playing these castle strategies, let's stop playing these anchor positions. Let's just get hyper-aggressive. If we lose, so what? We've stress-tested ourselves. We've tested how we do playing aggressively, and that's going to give us a lot of information going into playoffs, for which Unwanted is already guaranteed to be third seed out of this group.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're locked in third. They cannot get fourth, they can't get second, so if they start mental booming themselves, like, oh, we're losing G2, we're terrible, yada yada, like, what's the point, right?
This is like the best practice you could ever
Literally,
get.
this is a scrim for them. For G2, they want to go flawless, they want to stay 2-0, they want to look the most dominant for themselves. But for Unwanted, it's just about getting ready for the future, what's ahead of them. So, real like that from Mint. We saw, Dream said it, I'm gonna ditch the castle and play Capcan. I mean, a little bit unconventional, but it works.
It's a good
Spirits and Ella, they got the Fenrir as well. Like, it's just trap operators, good guns, much more loose on the map. And again, as Mint said, fight for the entries. When G2 wants to go in through a door into the building, be there, fight them back, stop them, slow them down.
Yeah, I really like this Ella pick, actually. Have a look at the traps from Unwanted. We got Capcan, Legion, Ella, and Fenrir. That's 4 different trap operators. The only thing missing really is like a Frost.
Melusi?
Maybe a Melusi, yeah. This looks to be a quick execute, though. G2 have read this well. They're not allowing the aggressive play style because they're just going for a quick execute. And Blaz, he's repelled so quickly into Sandwich. Doki took a lot of damage, but he did survive. Now Gav, he comes into sight and comes to life with a T5. 1 kill, but Blaz shuts him down. Another one for Blaz on the Blackbeard. He is a menace. Loira the Demon finds the last 2. Try and get aggressive all you want, Unwanted. G2, they can play that game too.
The best scenario we could have gotten from this game is to win this round. But we're not saying it because they're recording.
Did Udo just say he said that because they were recording for the voice comes? He's focusing on the G2 YouTube content. Oh my god. I mean, he's not entirely wrong.
Dude, that is totally going to be on the G2 YouTube channel. Just wait.
That is insane.
Wait 24
We were here before.
Holy shit, Blaz! Holy shit! Oh my god! What a shot!
It was a great shot, great flick there. Blackbeard keeping him alive. But G2's great read. Okay, Unwanted, they're playing trap operators. They're spread across the map, rather, denying entries. How does the bomb set look like?
It's a great read from G2.
It's one defender.
Unwanted are trying to get in their faces. They're trying to spawn peek. They're roaming. They're playing a lot of traps. Where's the presence on site? Yeah, G2 had multiple entrances. We got a player repelling in from Locker's window. We had a player on the AC balcony. We had a guy just literally sprint in through Archives straight into Armory. Like, G2 are overwhelming the 1 or 2 anchors that Unwanted have, and it helps when Loira and Blaz are just farming.
Yeah. This is the thing. My concern going into this best of 3 was, again, G2, they got the better individual players, those gunfights, the clutches, the rushes. Unwanted might have, compared to a lot of teams here, really good team structure and synergy, but this is an FPS game at the end of the day. You can do strats all you want, but that's a freebie on Loira. He has no idea. Honeycomb's farming for a second.
Yeah, this is what we wanted. However, there's going to be a charge. Surely, no! Doki can't find it. G2 hunt him down. And yet the Hunter, turns out he was never prey. Hot and cold, slips back into Tellus with 3 kills to his name in this round. And he's allowed a lot of mobility thanks to that castle barricade on the lobby door as well. Nothing for it now. Alamau and Blaz to try and pick up the pieces, but Unwanted have finally broken that momentum.
Just like that, oh my god. The round looks to be over. Hot and cold, of course, fighting for a 4th, after that a 5th, looking for that ace, because why not? Blast up the east stairs, Adam out downstairs by ventilation. Workshop going outside again because the pressure is there. Impact grenades, bit of pre-firing on the walls, slowing them down. But G2, they're just fishing for kills. That's all they can do.
Crazy to me that the one round Unwanted have won to kick off their start on defensive quarter is the worst bomb site on the map. The only way you can win customs inspection is by playing aggressively, and Hot and Cold did just that. Adam's gone down. Nice tree tattoo won't save him, unfortunately. Blaz continues being such a menace in this game. Bit of damage dealt to him. Not sure where that was. Alamau's also sneaking in from Archives. Spotted for a brief second. Blaz has found his on the Hot and Cold, and it looks like they might shape up onto site. From a 2v5, they've brought this nearly even. Information on their position, though, thanks to that bulletproof camera on site, and the vertical game is making this hella awkward. Eventually, Blaz goes down. 2 kills is all he will find. Up to the captain now, and he won't get anything timed. And Dream finally gets it. Don't back down, says Mint. And Unwanted will not.
Keep fighting. That's it. Hot and Cold is standing his ground. It might look like a bad position. Found all 3 kills, though. That Customs bomb site is one of those, if you don't clear top floor entirely, I mean, you saw Blast trying to walk in. There's verticality, bulletproof camera, so many angles to worry about, the crossfires, it looks impossible. I will say, Doki vaulting over the railing for a bit of a troll play. We'll allow it because they're up 3-0. Also, I still can't get over the fact that Uno was literally thinking about the YouTube content because they recorded the voice comms. Like, that's crazy to me. You're undefeated, sure. You're talking about Unwanted, sure. But you're also farming content on the side. No wonder he has a bad reaction time. He's got all this stuff happening in the back of his mind while playing the game.
Oh, well, he's still got a positive KD, so...
For now.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, well, everyone on G2 currently does have positive or even KD. Funny enough, it's Alamau. Only got 2 kills. Unwanted need to keep up that momentum from last round. Hot and Cold found his first kill there in the 4th round of the game, and he found 3. Good start. Let's see if they keep up that aggressive playstyle. Let's see if G2 reads into it a bit more. Unwanted will definitely know now that if they find a pick on a G2, everyone from G2 will try and hunt for a refrag. It's exactly what happened to Hot and Cold that round. Ironically, G2 were just a little bit too spaced out that it allowed Unwanted to get each and every one of those players pushing for a refrag. Adam takes down Uno nice and early. I guess he was thinking finish again.
Just like that, positive no more, neutral 2-2. Let's see though, Unwanted, you see how they're not backing down right now. They're fighting for office control. They want more drones, more kills, stall for longer on the clock. G2 burning half their drones. Emma wakes up, gets shut down. Hot and Cold is there again to strike back.
Yeah, this has turned into chaos. The first couple of rounds of this game, Unwanted had setups they wanted to play behind, and G2 did a great job of picking them apart. Now, it's just calamitous. Both teams are going balls to the wall crazy.
It's an average ranked match right now at a high level. Going for swings, isolated gunfights, no trades. But that's border for you, that's coastline as well. Back when I was in pro play, that's how you play this out if you have to. And the defenders, of course, they try to set the pace with being quick. Attackers going to be mad to slow things down further. And G2 right now struggling to enter the building for the first time.
And G2 are continuing to also play this play style. There is someone trapped inside a bathroom. Meanwhile, Doki is on the side. Doesn't seemingly matter. Even though he's found a pick onto Hot and Cold, he's in a 1 versus 3, and he doesn't have that diffuser, a flashbang to go upstairs. He doesn't exactly know where anybody is, and Gavin is just hiding around the corner from him. He will have heard him, and he swings.
Sloppy. Keep it going.
Did he say nice and sloppy?
I think that's what he said.
Mint like said sloppy.
I heard that. I was like, okay. Curious though, if they play all 4 bomb sides, they got so much flexibility as well in bomb site choices. Right now, of course, because they're winning, bit more locked in. They won customs, they won ventilation. So it's Tillers or Armory up next. Both of which D2 did a great job at the previous time around. Armory, actually.
Okay. I'd love to see the stats of how many trades usually happen per round in average game at Six Invitational, and how many are happening in this game. Because I think all these kills, for the most part, are isolated. There was like one trade in that round. Every other kill was just like some 1v1 happening on the other side of the map to where the rest of a player's team is. And that's the playstyle that's been spearheaded by both of these teams. Unwanted have clearly found their groove now. I'm wondering what G2 are going to do about it. Are they going to play more execute heavy? Are they going to play slower?
Monty, Nook.
Like Monty and Nook? What's the idea here?
I think it's going to be like a 4-1 strat, right? You got like the Monty and 3 other people, minus the Nook. They go on one side, that's the Armory. Nook can backstab, go for an entry, create a distraction, for example. The great thing about Monty on Border is that you can go for any of the possible executes. You can go for Armory, you can go for Archives, you can run clear security, you can go below, up a staircase, you can clear east stairs. Monty isn't limited a whole lot on this map, unlike other maps like Cafe, for example, where it seems like you got maybe one avenue to go down, and that's it. It's the safest, it's the best. Much more flexible on Border. You see Uno goes towards east stairs. Blast on the Archives balcony gets open, becomes so hot and cold as they mute off the board. This looks like an office take already, but they can rotate around and change if they need to.
Numbers advantage is of huge benefit to G2 as well if they want to shut down the hyper-aggressive playstyle that Unwanted are trying to engage. Once you've got numbers advantage, you can just play for trades, and that kind of nullifies that aggressive, sloppy playstyle that Unwanted want to have here, especially when you got something like that Monty.
So the idea here is, same as last time, get Doki over here, reach the wall to Archives bomb side, walk in with the Monty, stop planting. It can be that simple. We know there are no C4s on the side of Unwanted. There's no plant deny besides a singular Elmec Grisbot mine that can be tossed out to stop things for, you know, for 7 seconds. Or reset the timer at least.
Spotted.
G2 is solid here. EMP came out, 7 shots followed up, wall is opened up, Doki's there for a kill, that's free. And now again, they keep building the lead further and further, plus the Monty. This looks to be an unstoppable round for G2.
Yeah, very few ways that Unwanted can deny this plan. Oh, here's an aggressive play. Oh, Loira, you got to win this fight. Adam on the other side being toyed with. Loira eventually gets him. And he's being cheeky about it too. It's all up to Dream, and he is somehow stuck behind enemy lines for 2 kills. Plan denied, but he is detected outside. Cap Trap finds him 1 kill. Surely not. The 1 versus 5. Alamau and Loira have to make good on what G2 plays. But now Dream, he's living large. It's up to Alamau to save G2 from embarrassment. Thank God he does.
Hey, good fucking try. That could have been epic.
Even in the old chat, Doki says, nice try, Dream. That's an embarrassment for G2.
Oh my God. There was a double Captain Trap on the sandwich window repellent armor. That's what the Captain Trap went off in that 1v5.
It's a bit of a tilter for G2.
I mean, absolutely.
I'm surprised they're not laughing about it. Like, Unwanted lost that round, and yet we went to their cameras straight away, and we saw them all celebrating despite losing the round just to gas up Dream. Look at this. Plant denied, and then even wins this fight when full detected. Nice shot.
Oh, it's so close. His heart must have been racing. Because at first it's like, I mean, I might as well jump out this window. We've already lost the round, right? And the closer you get to the 1v1, the worse it gets. Because all of a sudden, what was impossible now seems like it could actually be done. And then you fall in the 1v1. It's the worst way to lose a round like that.
And everyone who plays Siege knows that feeling when the adrenaline has hit. Like, it is pumping truckloads into you. And you're just sitting there after, like, trying to calm yourself down in that moment, especially because he didn't have, like, the closure of winning the round. He's sitting there, like, heart pumping and trying to think about the next round. Unfortunate for Dream not to win that, but, I mean, that's he's still pretty huge for Unwanted, and the rest of the team celebrating is a testament to that.
Yeah. No hard feelings. No, oh my God, you should have won that, bro. No.
Not at all.
No business doing that.
Now we'll keep him up at night, though. Tonight, while Dream is going to sleep, he's just going to be dreaming about what could have happened had he beat Alamau in that 1v1.
It's like you win the round, you lift the trophy, all the fans, they swarm you, they scream your name, Dream, Dream, Dream. You'll wake up from that fever dream being like, oh, if only that was reality. We lost the game in the NCO2.
Damn, that's a hell of a lot of damage done to Spirits. Again, these SI players, the mechanics, being able to shoot feet of these shield players, unreal.
Oh, the risk here from Laura, but again, you see G2, same thing as Unwanted. They know the win condition, fight back, shoot back, take the gunfights, win them. Alma takes down Hot and Cold again, falling so early on the nuke. No more backstab from Unwanted. We gotta see the Mountain of Spirits get into play because it's been out of the building the entire round so far.
Yeah, but there's so much util on the top of East Bears. He's finally taken down that castle barricade, but now we have support from Alamau, who's got impacts, by the way. That could be helpful. Spirits is already low HP. Meanwhile, Blaz finishes off Gav. Not a lot in it now for Unwanted. A low HP Monty and 2 players to try and support him, while G2 still have this incredibly extended aggression. Alamau almost spots Spirits. Laura is going to try and bring that shotgun out. He's already used all of his gas to try and deal damage onto that Monty.
I like that. Again, invest early, get ahead, then relax and take that advantage instead of sitting around, okay, should I wait, should I do it?
Maybe.
No, you can't see him?
Dude,
oh, he loses.
How do you lose that fight?
Unlucky.
Dance between the monitors. Blaz wins one that he shouldn't have. Uno's now finished off Dream. And that's it. Flawless for G2.
It's kind of crazy how that's a flawless round. They were fighting from the very beginning. That Monty was locked out of East Airs.
I mean, the castle play inside Brave. I played the Legion, I put the Legion trap for you.
That's cut and dried exactly what Unwanted wanted to do. The way that G2 played that round. Aggressive from the get-go.
Ah.
Yeah, lurking there, didn't have information. Unusually, you won't have a drone in customs. How does Blaz
crazy,
dude?
I don't know if Adam thought the PC case wasn't penetrable, but it is.
Yeah.
Because he shot it when he died, and then yeah. It looked like he thought it wasn't. It was like avoiding to shoot it, but you can just shoot it. I do know that that desk in particular, there used to be more monitors than before the mini reworked it, and it's like the one spot where every player that I know is like, please clean up the debris and unnecessary items on desks, because if that's a clean desk surface, it's the easiest kill in the world.
Oh yeah, there's no question. Blaz would not have
see, there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff in security and border. Like, you know, it's a border patrol outpost. They've got to have all their monitors. They've got to have all their files. They've got some hard copies.
Sure.
I care about the law, Pengu.
Okay.
Do you disrespect
what's the most iconic line on border then? Give me the lore.
Do not attempt to board the helicopter.
It is the do not attempt to board the helicopter meme, yeah. That's true. Okay, you passed the vibe check for now.
And it's got to start with the beep, like that screech noise. This little siren.
Do not attempt.
Yeah, my goat.
Oh. Yeah.
PA speakers are the real MVP on border.
Okay, so we'll let the monitor stand for now, because it's a lore thing. Okay, lore accurate. But Adam will disagree and say, oh yeah, I would have won that gunfight if only that was the case.
You know, you could also just shoot through the monitors and get good.
Technically true. Don't tell Adam that though.
No, it's fine. He's still my bestie because his tattoo is sick. He has also taken down a yokai drone nice and early. G2 looking to get aggressive with those drones, and Flaz on the back of that yokai.
I hear no.
Exacting revenge for losing that first one and continuing that aggressive play. G2 have now found a second one.
Spirits is Blackbeard. Oh, sorry, Blackbeard. He's Monty outside the building. He's not injured. He's literally in spawn, droning as Monty.
Monty is meant to be the live walking drone.
Get in there.
Yeah, 1 and 5. Not a good game for Spirits so far. Unwanted have slung back into their shells. Now 3 versus 5. G2 solidifying their positions. I'm not even sure if that Rotero drone's going to have enough range to get to that shield in bathroom. It will, thankfully. Dispatches that key position. Laura now has to play a little bit more passive. Yeah. Meanwhile, plenty of info here for Alamau, who spots out that Monty. Why are you throwing a smoke?
I thought he thought he had EMPs.
Yeah, he must have thought he had EMPs. That would have been a good idea, but the smoke kind of impactless as a result.
Bombsite is Teller's bathroom, just FYI here. A lot of action, customs, main door, etc. I do just want to see Spirits advance forward. I get maybe he's afraid of the yoga drones hitting with a stun and he's gonna die to a gun from T2, but what's happened on the offside? Well, Gavin and Adam are both dead in gunfights while Monty's hiding behind the guns. Also not ideal. There's a second yoga drone. Gonna stun him. He's gonna speed away. Uno finds another kill.
Get it. Uno's come back for a flank as well here on Rafters. And the yokai drones are enabling the information. The yokai can stun him and try and shoot the feed here for Uno, but he hides away, worried about Dream coming to support. Spirits finished off. It's an embarrassment now for Unwanted. Doki farms him, gives him a new haircut, and puts G2 on match point.
Bro, you know what? I saw it on the prep that the Gavin, he plays on the main door. As soon as we killed the guy customs, I pre-fired through main door. We killed him. Go Vance, close it out, play whatever the fuck you want, to be honest.
Play whatever you want.
Oh. Ice cold. Classic Finnish kind of confidence and demeanor, and I mean, this is clean. You see Uno here, he's running over, drone,
This is
bang.
exactly what he was talking about. Yeah. That's nasty, dude.
Uno is like, I will always say, as one of my former teammates, Uno is the most deserving of any form of trophy of the players that I know who hasn't gotten one.
Yeah.
He has a really good read for the game, understanding. He's a great teammate. He's great to be around. And he's grinded for many years at this point, never won, but been in grand finals.
This is the 7th Six Invitational that Uno has played. The highest he's ever come is 4th.
Oh, 4th, actually.
4th. Which I believe was last year with... No.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
No, because he wasn't on G2 last
No, he wasn't.
I'll check that.
I was going to say.
He's come 2nd at a major. That would have been Riley.
Yeah, Riley major, 28-19 against Empire. I remember that loss. That was, whenever I see Uno, not like, when I saw him when I started casting, he'd be like, you know what, Nick, I really wish that we had one Riley major with me or played that finalist side.
Where it was last year. He was on G2 last year, Six Invitational 2024. He got top 4.
I forgot they got 4th there, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, just behind Virtus Pro, that's right. Yeah, but they ended up losing it to, I believe it was W7.
Yeah, W7.
That's right.
0-2.
Yeah, I mean, well, we didn't see a map won on stage by a non-Brazilian team up until Virtus Pro in the lower bracket final, taking a map off of W7M. And of course, let's not forget the show match where Team World took down Team Brazil.
All right.
Fantastic clutch at the end by upcoming Australian player called Dev Marta. Did hear about that.
This self-glaze is
they
crazy.
They still talk about that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about G2 Unwanted because I don't want any of that smoke from this show match. We saw a drop down. Doki finds Gavin as well. Doki injured on the ground now. Can he get confirmed, however, because G2 keep crawling away with injured. Lara wins the gunfight.
How many shoulder
swing?
How many jiggles can he do before he finds it? Adam says, get out of here. Is Doki going to be able to be finished off, though? Because this could be an advantage for Unwanted if they're able to capitalize here. The shield going inside.
He's
Doki! He's so good! Unwanted finishes him off eventually, but damage is done here by the Scott.
I mean, yeah, emotional damage right there. Unwanted is sprint to the building, Shield, Deimos, Ying. They got all these kind of execute operators, and they don't get to get anywhere near the bomb side. Uno said, just play ventilation, it doesn't matter. Doki said, I forgot I had Rook armor, thank you, Element might go for the revive. When you got that Rook, you can self-revive, of course, we know that. It was a recent buff that happened not that long ago. Onto the pre-fire, hits the shoulder of Uno, doesn't get the kill though.
Just Deimos is going to make things awkward though, but Alamau, he's snuck his way back up again. All up to Port Spirits on this Monty. How does he take this as a 1v3? He's trying to bait the shots from Blaz, who's been phenomenal so far. Blaz is just biding time for the flank from the IGL himself. Untouchable at Six Invitational, as they always are. G2, a flawless run through the groups without dropping a single map. These guys are on one hell of a streak, and they're looking like one of the tournament favorites here at SI 25.
I don't know what it is, if it's SIG2 or the Uno IGL, Laura, Alamau enablement. Maybe it's the new anniversary 10-year jersey they got wearing for this SI, because the white one is with the big ones, they got a red and black one for the usual ones. Either way, this is G2 back in, I don't want to say peak form, but in a much better form.
I mean, this is the best G2 that we have seen for a hell of a long time, maybe since they raised the hammer in Montreal 2 years ago. Could they be in for another one? I guess it remains to be seen. We'll break it all down for you on the Analysts in just a few minutes.